What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Eddie Express DFS podcast presented to you by Draft Dashboard. Remember, you can try out all the tools I use in this video 30 days for $1 by clicking my link in the description below. It gets you access to the position optimizer, the lineup optimizer, my custom player pool every time I set it for every slate. All kinds of great stuff. This is the only website that offers DFS tools for basically for free, 30 days for $1, especially for NFL. We're getting into the picks for the Primetime Sunday slate, Sunday and Monday Primetime slate. First up at quarterback, I'm only going to include three. And first off is Tom Brady, because he's Tom Brady. He's my least favorite of the three, but he's Tom Brady in a primetime game with a huge over-under. 18.7 projection, grades out as a 98. Steelers are 16th against quarterbacks last year and 12th overall defense, so not the greatest matchup, but he's still Tom Brady, so we got to include him. Probably my favorite play is Drew Brees. Drew Brees, primetime game at home. Drew Brees is money at home. Texans were pretty good defense last year, 10th overall, 14th against quarterbacks. Drew Brees, there's just something about him at home in a primetime game. You can take the narrative that they're 0-5 in their last 5 opening games of the season. So 5 years in a row they've lost on opening day. But he's still Drew Brees at home, so I'm going to include him. Then we have Deshaun Watson. Saints, this game I expect to be the highest scoring of the 3 games. But Deshaun Watson gets a good matchup against the Saints on the road. 31 against quarterbacks for a defensive rank, and 18th overall for the Saints. I think that's the only 3 quarterbacks that I'm going to include. I think I'm okay on Big Ben, but Big Ben could include him too, but I think I'm just going to leave him out. I'd rather get to the other guys. Running backs, kind of a scarcity for running backs. We'll have to include James White. He's only 4,700 with a 12 projection, especially on DraftKings where you're getting a full point PPR. This guy's a PPR machine. But the Steelers were still pretty good against running backs and a still pretty good defense overall. We'll include him. We'll see if we get him. Josh Jacobs, we'll include him as well. He's cheap. The Denver Broncos were 19th against running backs and 16th defense overall. He's a rookie, so we don't really know what we're going to get from him. But there's news that Antonio Brown is likely not going to be playing again all of a sudden. I think we can put in Josh Jacobs and feel okay about it. Next guy I'm going to go with is, I'd rather have Phillip Lindsay at 5,200. Raiders real bad against the run last year, 26 against running backs, 29th overall defense. So Lindsay, obviously in a great spot at a cheap price tag. Last guy I'm going to include is Alvin Kamara because he's Alvin Kamara. I think I'm going to full fade James Conner on this slate. But for Kamara, the Texans were 5th against running backs last year and 10th overall defense, like we talked about just a second ago. We'll get into the wide receivers now. Wide receivers, my favorite guy is Michael Thomas. He's just a PPR machine. He's going to catch 9 balls. He'll probably score a touchdown. That's what the Saints do at home. I like the connection from Brees to Thomas. Texans pretty good defense, 8th against wide receivers, 10th overall. DeAndre Hopkins will include. So I think there's 2 ways of going about this slate. I think you either put up Hopkins and Watson together or Thomas and Brees together. I personally prefer Brees and Thomas, but we'll see what we can get when we put stuff into the optimizer. Juju, I think I'm going to not include Juju just because Bill Belichick just has a way of taking the best player on the field almost completely out of the game. Juju's going to have a hard time creating for his own self. He's a great wide receiver. I have nothing bad to say about him other than that Belichick just finds a way to get stuff like this done. I don't know if he's going to focus that attention to James Conner or Juju Smith-Schuster, but I think that they're going to focus it on Juju Smith-Schuster, but we'll see. But Belichick really is a great coach, and he finds a way to eliminate people. We're going to exclude Antonio Brown. He just publicly said that he's pissed now because they cost him $30 million in guaranteed money, and now he wants to be released and traded, and anything that he can do to get out of Oakland is just a head case. I don't even know what the hell to do with it anymore. And even if he plays, it's not a great matchup, and I'm good on him. Wide receiver value, Josh Gordon. I drafted him in all 3 of my season-long leagues. 12.2 projection, pretty good spot here, or decent spot. 15th ranked. Pittsburgh defense against wide receivers, 12th overall. And down in the dumpster dive, I'm looking at, I think, just Kiki Katu or Cutie. Again, just trying to strike lightning in a bottle here. He's going to be kind of the flashy value play, but I like him. Again, good matchup. And then down here, I don't really think I'm getting into any of this down here. Just kind of thins out rather quickly. Tight end, I'm only looking at 2 tight ends. First one is Vance McDonald for the Steelers against New England. New England was 18th against tight ends, and I think Vance McDonald probably gets the next best outside of Juju as far as targets in this game. And the second one that I'm looking at is Darren Waller. He's a rookie that's just dominated in practice and in the preseason. They say that this dude's just the hardest guy in the field to cover in practice for them. If you guys watched Hard Knocks at all, I'm a huge fan of Hard Knocks, so I feel like I know a little bit more about the Raiders, and this is their guy. This is the guy that they want to be out there. They want him to get red zone targets, especially when you take out Antonio Brown. This dude is probably going to be the tight end for most of my lineups. I don't know how many I'm going to make, but that's my guy I want. Defense, for me, it's simple. It's either the Broncos or it's the Raiders. I prefer the Broncos. I'm not taking the Saints. I'm not taking the Patriots. I'm not taking the Steelers. I'm not taking the Texans. Those games, the totals are just too high. There's just going to be too much scoring. I probably prefer the Broncos. Originally, I preferred the Raiders, but now with no Antonio Brown, it just makes that much better for the Broncos. So we'll load that up. We'll put that into the lineup optimizer and see what we get. Before we do this, make sure you guys click that thumbs up button. That helps me out quite a bit. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all that. Alrighty, so we have, I think I'd rather go to Jacobs and Lindsey for my running backs. I really want to get Breeze, and I'd really like to get Thomas. I'd prefer to have Waller, Broncos defense. So this leaves us 1,000 on the table. We could get up to a Duke Johnson if we wanted. We could get off Cutie and get to a guy like Sutton. As you can see, the ownership is really low on the Denver Oakland side. So like Breeze and Thomas, and go to Kiki and Edelman. I don't think we need to have Hopkins. Let's go Gordon, and then let's get almost gives us enough room for prefer Lindsey there. Get down from Josh Gordon to a guy like Jacobs, at least 100. So something along the lines of this. Maybe we'll have to play the Raiders defense to do what we want. Something like this, I think, could work out pretty well. Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Phillip Lindsay, Julian Edelman, Michael Thomas, Cortland Sutton, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, and the Raiders defense. I like that quite a bit. Leave 600 on the board if you wanted to get off of somebody. Just something you can play around with, though. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Good luck on your primetime slates. Get your lineups in. I just wanted to give this video out there on Saturday so we can have some viewership when people are ready to start crunching their lineups and doing all that. Remember, you can try out all the tools that I just used in this video, 30 days for $1, clicking the link in the description below. And thanks for all the new people that have subscribed recently to our channel. We are now over 200 subscribers. We are slowly building and getting to reach more people. So thank you for everybody that's been a part of this channel. Happy Saturday and late Sunday night for when you guys will start viewing this video. And good luck.